The boys exposing themselves to the rain, opening themselves to the rain. The boys, they wanted to enjoy that rain. They ran out to collect the frozen pearls, the hailstones. Okay, the boys ran out to collect the hailstones because they did not know that the situation was not good. It's really getting bad now. It was getting bad. We know that hailstorm started, so it is not a good sign for that harvest, exclaimed the man. And now this exclamation was not that of happiness. Now he was exclaiming with sadness. I hope it passes quickly. He hoped that the hailstone should not remain for longer. It should pass quickly. It did not pass quickly, but it didn't happen as he thought. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The hailstones fell fell for an hour. So that was not a good sign. The field was white. Now the field was white. The whole crops were covered with salt, as if covered with salt. Salt here means hailstones. So everywhere there were hails on the hillsides, garden, cornfield, everywhere. A sheet of hailstones were there. A sheet of frozen pearls were there, and we know that the the crop had been destroyed. Not a leaf remained on the trees. So everything got destroyed. On the trees, not a leaf remained. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lancho's soul was filled with sadness. Why he was sadness? Because now there was no hope. No flower was there. No corn was there remaining. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his son, and now, after the storm was there, and he told his son, and what did he tell? That a plague of locusts would have left more than this. A plague of locusts, a large number of insects, when they fly and when they reach to a field, so it destroys everything. So he compares the hailstones to the locust, plague of locust. Plague, something that destroys. Okay, the hail has left nothing. The hailstones had left nothing. Nothing was there, and this destruction was like the destruction made by locust. This year we will have no corn. And he said to his son this thing. That night was a sorrowful one. Everyone was sad and sorrowful. All over work for nothing. But he thought that whatever he worked throughout the year, and that work was for nothing. Okay, it ruined everything. There is no one who can help us. We will all go hungry this year. So that was. They were all disappointed that day because of that destruction wrought by the hailstones. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. But in the hearts of all who lived, all the members of Lancho's family, there who were living in that solitary house. Solitary means lonely because his house was situated on that hillside, on that hill house in the middle of the valley, and on the in the heart of each and every member there was a single hope, and they were thinking of God. They were thinking of the help from God. Don't be so upset. Even though this seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. Okay, so don't be so upset. You should not be so upset, even though it seems like a total loss. Yes, it seems total loss, but one should remember that no one dies of hunger. He said, that's what they say. No one dies of hunger. Yes, it is said. That's what they say. It means people say that no one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lancho thought only of his one hope, the help of God. He was thinking of God, whose eyes? The eyes of God. As he has been instructed, he means Lancho. Lancho had been told since his birth that God's eye, whose eyes, God's eyes would see everything. God's eye would see everything means God is omniscient. Okay, He knows everything. Even, or God is omnipotent. God is omnipresent. So God's eye would see everything. God is omnipotent. He is omniscient. He is everywhere. Even what is deep in one's conscience. Even God knows what is deep in the inner soul of human beings. So God knows everything. And he was sure, Lancho was sure that God knew what was there in his heart and what he needed. Lancho was an ox of a man. Ox of a man, he was as hardworking as an ox is, or as an ox was. An ox of a man, he was very hardworking person, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. Okay, though he knew, or throughout his life he worked hard, yet he knew something to write. The following Sunday, the next Sunday at daybreak early in the morning, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town. Okay, he himself took that letter to town and placed in the mailbox. It was nothing less than a letter to God. And what the letter was addressed to? The letter was addressed to God. Okay, so he went to city and he himself mailed that letter. He did not believe on anyone. And what he wrote in that letter? God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. So he told, because he was an innocent person, he was very straightforward man. Whatever was there in his heart, he just put it out in that letter. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. So, what quality of Lancho is mentioned here? The quality of Lancho that is mentioned here is Lancho was not a greedy person. Why? Because he asked only for 100 pesos, and that is just for the year. Okay, he just wanted to use that money. Okay, that could reach or that he would spend only uh, for year. So he wrote that letter. Okay, he wrote to God. That was the address on the envelope. Put the letter inside, and still troubled, and still he was troubled. Went to town, and he went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. Okay, so what did he do? He put that letter, he wrote that letter there to the town, and put a stamp there onto the letter, and put it into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. And then the letter reached the post office. The letter reached the post office, and the postman who saw the letter, he was very happy. He was very happy, and he took that letter to the postmaster. Okay, and he was like laughing as and laughing and laughing heartily, and showed him the letter, and he showed the letter to the postmaster. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address, because that letter was addressed to God. Okay, that's why in his whole career, the postman did not have any letter in which the address God was written. The postmaster, no, he was also a good person. The postmaster, how he was a fat, amiable, loving. He was a loving fellow person. He was a loving person, also broke out laughing. He also laughed out loud. Okay, he also laughed aloud, but almost immediately, suddenly, he turned serious. and tapping the letter on his desk, commented. Okay, though he was very happy, he was very happy. It seemed very humorous to him, but suddenly he turned serious. And why did he turn serious? Because he knew that the person who was the writer here, writer of the letter, or who wrote the letter, he was an ordinary person. He had got a firm faith in God, that that he had this courage to write a letter. So he uh, tapping the letter on his desk. Tapping means he was putting his fingers onto the letter. Uh, Commented. The postman commented. And what did he say? What faith? What faith? I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. So he was really impressed that the man had got unflinching faith in God. Okay? He had got a firm faith in God, and the postmaster said that he would like to have such faith in God. The postmaster said that he did not have that faith that Lancho had. Starting up a correspondence with God. Okay, the person who wrote the letter, he had got such a faith that he just wanted to communicate correspondence with God. So he wanted to communicate with God. So that shows how much faith he had got in God. So in order not to shake the writer's faith, he did not want to shake the faith of the writer, means Lanchos. He did not want to shake the faith of Lanchos in the God. The postmaster came up with an idea. He thought of a plan. Answer the letter. So, what the postmaster thought? He thought to answer the letter, that he will give reply to this letter. But when he opened it, it was evident, it was quite clear. Okay, it was clear that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill. Okay, ink and paper. So, why did the postmaster want to write the letter? Because of his goodwill. He was a good person, he was a nice fellow, that's why he wanted to give a reply to the letter. But the the reply of the letter does need more than ink, paper, and goodwill. So what did he need? Because he asked 100 pesos there, but he stuck to his resolution, determination. He was determined. Who was determined? The postmaster. The postmaster was determined to answer the letter. He asked for money. Okay, and he knew that 100 pesos were asked, so he asked for money from his employees. He collected money. He himself gave part of his salary, so he himself gave some money from his salary, and several friends of his were obliged. They were made to give something for an act of charity. Okay, so what is there in this paragraph? That the postmaster, he had got that letter, and he wanted to let Lancho have that faith remain onto him. Okay, so he decided to give the money to Lancho in this paragraph. So it was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. He could not collect. The postmaster. It was impossible for the postmaster to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. A little more than half he could manage. More than 50. He put the money in an envelope, addressed the letter addressed to Lancho, and with it a letter containing having only a single word as a signature. Okay, as a signature, he wrote a single, and the word was God. The following Sunday, Lancho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. And why was he a bit earlier? Because he had the strong belief. He knew that the God would answer. That's why he came earlier. The following Sunday, the next Sunday, than usual to ask if the letter for him reached. It was the postman himself who gave. The postman himself gave the letter to him, while the postmaster experiencing the contentment, satisfaction. He was experiencing the satisfaction of a man who has performed a good work. A person who had performed a good deed looked on from his office. So, who gave the letter? The letter was given by the postman. Okay, and the postmaster, he was very happy, because we know that whenever we do something that would help other, that would help our something of charity that we do, we feel contented, we feel happy. And the postmaster, he was feeling the same happiness, and he was looking through the window to he was looking through to the person, to Lancho. He wanted to see the happiness in the face of Lancho when he would receive that money. Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, and when Lancho opened that envelope and saw the money, he did not show any surprise. Why he did not show slightest surprise? He did not show slightest surprise because he was sure that the God is going to give him money. Such was his confidence onto God. But he became angry. And why did he become angry? When he counted the money. When he counted the money, it was not complete. It was not 100 pesos. God could not have made a mistake. And what did he think? That God could not have made a mistake. It means he thought that God had given 100 pesos, nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. Okay, so he was sure that God had given him the money. God could not say no. Deny means to say no. God could not say no to Lancho. He could not refuse his request, and he was sure that God had certainly sent the money. Immediately, Lancho went up to the window. He was somewhat angry. Now, Lancho was angry, and immediately he went to the window to ask for paper and ink. Why? In order to write another letter to God. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, lines on his brow forehead, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas, because now he was very angry, and in that anger he is trying to write the letter forcefully. That's why the wrinkles were there onto his brows. When he finished writing the letter, he went to the window to buy a stamp. He bought a stamp which he licked. He licked the stamp there and then affixed to he licked that and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. Okay, now he affixed, affixed means with a blow. He hit that stamp, okay, in order to stick it there. And why did he hit? Because he is angry. He is angry because God has not, though he thought that God has given his money, but the complete money has not reached to him. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, as soon as he just cast, he fell the put the letter into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. He went there, immediately, and he opened that letter. It said God. And what did Lancho write in that letter? God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. So he wrote that only 70 pesos reached him, and he was sure, Lancho was sure that God had sent him 100. Send me the rest. And now he said that he wanted the rest of the money. It means 30 pesos. Since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail. And now he said that he did not want that money through mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Crooks, villainous person, bad person, Lancho. And he named it Lancho. So, what was there? In the last part, it is called an irony. Irony in the sense that what the postmaster had done. The postmaster, he done a deed of charity. Okay, and in wanted to see happiness in the face of Lancho, but on the contrary, the Lancho misunderstood it and he became angry. This was all. So it was really an interesting chapter. A letter to God. The title is also justified because it is all about that letter. Okay, it is about a person, a very hardworking fellow, industrious man, laborious man, innocent. Okay, and uh, on the other side, we we comes across a person like a postmaster who was full of humanity. He did not want to shake the faith of Lancho from God. Okay, and he helped him. So we know that humanity still exists. Overall, this was a good chapter, and I hope this chapter or this video had helped you a lot, and now you would be able to answer the questions as well, and your vocabulary has also increased. So thank you for today, and we'll see in my next video. Thank you.